back in 1984, I had gotten arrested in the Navy for homosexuality. That was the charge that was read against me. And so they put me in a cell, and part of the interrogation process was making me take off my clothes to show that I wasn't wearing women's underwear. And it was a pretty dehumanizing experience. We went and reviewed the evidence, and so some of it was some of the comments and information that I had given in the meeting on base, the AA meeting with my fellow sailors. They kept me in the cell for a while, several days, waiting for somebody to come to give me a lie detector test. And I just remember thinking, okay, I'm going to get hooked up to this machine. They're going to ask me a series of questions, and at some point they're going to say, are you queer? And I'm going to say no. And the needle's going to go, woo, like she's lying. This girl's lying, right? And so I just remember thinking, I can't do this. I can't do this. And what if what my sponsor has been talking about with regards to rigorous honesty leads me to a place where I can't lie anymore? Because up to that point, I had this feeling like, go ahead, hook me up to a lie detector test. I am a professional liar. Like, I have no problem. I am not scared of your test, right? But in that moment, I was terrified because I thought, what if I can't lie anymore? What if all the things that I've been doing to perpetuate this drama and this cycle of adrenaline in my life no longer work? And in that moment, I think I surrendered on a level that I hadn't before. And I had a clear vision of the 12 steps on the wall, like they are in the meeting hall. And the word, as we understood him, is underlined. And I never really took notice of that before. But I remember thinking in that moment, okay, I'm going to call on this power that may or may not exist. And I'm going to ask that power to help me right now, because I need help right now. And I remember this feeling of calm that came over me. I went from the scared, most afraid I've ever been to the most calm I've ever been in a matter of a moment. And I just remember thinking, I'll be okay. Like, I'll be all right. And so what that has led for me is to a path of prayer, meditation, to have a better understanding of my relationship with God and with other people. I was telling somebody recently, because they asked me, had I ever gotten over that resentment about what those folks had shared about me. And I have, because I got to a place where in retrospect, looking back, I realized, oh my gosh, we were all in our teens and 20s back then, right? And if, the Naval Investigative Service, the NCIS knocks on your, door and says they have questions for you, of course you're going to talk, because we were all frightened. And that part of the promises where it talks about we're no longer going to regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it has come true for me. So I don't regret the past. All these experiences that I've had, I've stopped labeling them good, bad, and ugly. They're just experiences. They have all become a part of who I am today, and I like who I am today. And so I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't had those experiences. And if I'd not had those experiences, I wouldn't relate to alcoholics and addicts as well as I do today. Because even though our experiences are so different, we're people who would normally not mix, you may not have drank in the bar that I drank in, and I may not have drank in yours, right? We still understand the feelings that we carry into the program in the early recovery, the shame, the guilt, the remorse, the anger, the resentment, all of those things. And so what I've been practicing for the last probably 10 years of my recovery is this concept of enough. I've been asking God to reveal to me the meaning of the word enough, because it's a word that's not in my vocabulary. Like, I don't know what that is. I have no concept of that word. What is it enough food? What is enough sex? What is enough money? What is enough prestige? What's enough career development? What's enough of anything? I don't know the meaning of that word. And so I've been getting glimpses of it along the way. And in that process, I recognize that I am enough just as I am. And here's the flip side of that. You are enough just as you are. And so I'm let go of my expectations of other people because I don't know that you should be anything other than you are, just the way you are. And when I put that judgment on other people is when I get disappointed. It's not them disappointing me. It's me disappointing me because I'm the one that formulated those expectations. And so I've really come to have a better understanding of forgiveness through this concept of enough that God has been revealing to me through my prayer and meditation.